Hi, so thank you for watching this video, and today what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you how to use the stock history function to extract historical data automatically using Excel. Okay, so what I've done actually over here, I've actually loaded in some of the parameters that you actually required to have in the stock history function. So I've put in like the start dates and the end dates, so we can change that to 2019 or any date that we want. Interval we have here, it's monthly data, and we can also have daily, weekly data as well. And in terms of header, the default we have over here is none, but you can actually have stock info and stock name details as well. So stock properties, it can extract out information like the date, the close, opening price, high price, low price, and the volume of trades. So what I actually have over here is a portfolio that consists of 11 stocks. Each stock represents each of the 11 GICS sectors. So we have Netflix, Coca-Cola, DuPont, Boeing, Pfizer, Bank of America, Duke Energy, and so on. And we have the stock tickers over here. Okay. So one thing that's really useful, we can always highlight all of this, and we go to data and click on stocks, and actually gives you information about each stock, which has show card. You can go Control Shift F5 or click on this, and it gives you all the information on each stock. So I have another video which actually demonstrates how to actually use the stock data function, but today we're actually going to be focusing on stock history. Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's look at stock history. Go equals stock history, and we can see these are the inputs that are required for the function. So we can go to stock, which we can select as over here, stock, the start date, the end date, the interval, and we can choose the headers. In this case, we can go with 2 just to show you what it's like, and we can also have the different properties. In this case, we'll have the date and we'll have the close, and that's it, and we press enter. So it goes busy because it's thinking about it. And what we see over here, it's given us where the exchange is XNAS, which is based in NASDAQ, and it's the Netflix ticker. And it gives us the date and the close. Now we can change the start date. We can change this to, let's say, 2019. You can see it's monthly data, so it only gives us 12 dates. We can turn it to 2010, and you can see it's given all the data from then, right? Or the monthly data from 2010 to 2019. We can change the frequency to make it weekly. And you can see how it becomes weekly data all the way down. We can change it also to daily, which is even more data. Okay, so that shows why it's kind of useful when you actually map it towards the cell, because you can actually make these changes up here, as opposed to like changing it in the cell itself. Okay, so what we'll do next, we're going to populate all the information for all these different stocks. So let me just get started on doing that. So what we'll do, we'll go and say equals to stock history, and we'll have the stock, which is Netflix, and we'll have the start date, which is here. And we're going to look at the end date, and then we'll have the intervals, which is this cell over here. We'll just have the basic headers, which is going to be the 1, okay, because we don't need the instrument identifier in the header, right? And we're going to have the date and also the close. Okay, so this is giving us the date and the close for Netflix. Right? So what we're going to do now, we're going to actually get this information for Coca-Cola, for Chevron Corporation, for all these different stocks over here. Okay? So how are we going to do that? We're just going to go to equals to stock history, open brackets, and we have the stock name. We have the same start date, the same end date, and we have the same interval as well. Okay? Now in this case, we're still going to have the interval, which is going to be the stock info of 1. And I'm not going to put the date anymore. I'm just going to have the close, because we already have the date over here at the side. So that gives us the close for Coca-Cola. So now once we've had this, we can actually drag it across all of it. Oops. All right, so I made a mistake here, and I imagine it's because, scroll the way up, and that's probably because we would need to have, this would need to be fixed to F4, which means that we're gonna stick it in there, over here as well, and that should fix it. Okay, so let's have a look all the way to the bottom. And we're going to drag it all the way across. And so we can see how that's actually populated all of the stocks from Coca-Cola, Chevron, so on and all that. And we have the closing prices. Okay. So now we can always change this to, let's say, 2016 and change that to monthly data. Okay, so all of that's been adjusted accordingly. We can see all of that matches up now. For some reason, DuPont only goes up until 2017. So maybe we can choose another company that would be a good that would actually populate all the data over here. So what happens because DuPont is only showing up until December 2017? Let's try Triple M, and so that changes it. So that gives us a full data set. So that's great. So basically, what we've actually done over here, use stock history. We can change the start dates over here, these intervals, and it generates these historical data. We can even change it to daily. Right, and it pre-fills all the data. So this is a really quick, awesome tool in order for you to actually do some portfolio analysis. The last thing I actually want to show all of you would be to do this really interesting tool called Sparklines over here. Okay, so what Sparklines allows you to do, you can click on Sparklines here. You can go to date range. You can go all the way down here. Basically the whole data set, and what you can do is that it creates this nice little graphic here for you. So basically you can go marker color, you can pick the high point, which you can make it green, you can make a low point and make it red. You can also make the weight a little bit thicker so it's a bit more obvious. So you can copy it all the way across here, and that's all pretty good. Okay, so what happens, we can just make it a little bit a weekly data set that updates the data too, right? So what happens over here, we'll probably need to update the Sparkline over here. So we just go to Sparkline, line, and we just go date range, all of that. So we can see that, copy across, and there we go. So again, high point red, low point, let's say, sorry, red, marker high point, we'll have green, can make the weight a little bit thicker. Okay, so that basically shows you how to create and extract stock history information from Excel.